Alrighty, we're back in the studio for Now Sports Summary right here on the number one on the dial, Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. My name is Nero Adesanya. You love to call me the midfield maestro. Still in the studio with one and only Susan Omokbaloye. But like I said earlier before the break, we've got two giants in the studio. Giants in the sense of physical and intellectual capacity as well. Okay, I'm in the studio with the founder of the Adebola Ajayi Foundation, talking about none other than Adebola Ajayi. Adebola, nice to have you join us in the studio this beautiful Tuesday morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, and of course this time around, the last time out, Adebola was in the studio with us by himself, but this time around, he's in the studio with a very amiable personality, and if you look at him, he reminds me of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but of course this is not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's all equally great in his own right as well. He's got a bit of Kareem's look, but he's the younger version of Kareem if you've seen Kareem these days, but they look alike a lot. I'm talking about none other than a very, very absolutely solid basketball coach and youth development activist, talking about Coach Curtis Berry. Coach Berry, nice to have you join us in the studio as well.
Well, I was going to say thank you until you told me I look like Kareem.
But you don't like Kareem?
I love him as a player.
Okay.
But I look absolutely nothing like Kareem.
Well, you guys got the same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Okay, we're both bald.
I didn't say you're bald. I just said you got
we
the
don't
same.
have any hair.
That description.
And you're fair, slightly fair in your complexion. You're fairer than Adebola, and you're tall like him.
Well,
as
what
well.
are you trying to say?
Yeah. You're dark.
You're dark, Adebola. You're dark like me. Anyways, nice to have both of you in the studio. Let's talk about the 4th edition of the AOA Foundation Basketball Camp. Let me start with the founder himself, Adebola. How did this year's go, and what was special about it?
It was absolutely special and amazing. Just having Coach with us this year, it was just a huge blessing. Like I said, when I was in high school playing for him, I told him, I said, I'm going to take you to Nigeria. It sounds like, you're just bluffing. That's not going to happen. But just having him here on site, it's just a huge blessing to me and to the kids as well. The kids were so super excited, and we get a lot of things accomplished just in the course of those 3 days. Of course, we have a company that's jumped off to be able to sponsor us during the All-Stars and all the medals and items that was given out to the kids, and refurbishing the school hall as well. That was huge. That school hall has been abandoned for over 10 years.
Yeah,
so
we call it the School 3, right?
The School 3 hall.
And the thing about it is that you guys have done a lot of basketball stuff. You've refurbished the basketball courts. But
yes.
What made you think about the hall this time around?
Because if you look at it, right, most of the kids that play basketball are the same kids that go to that school. And just going in there, looking at the school hall and the classroom, dirt floor, the benches and everything are just a mess. They have a pan, the roof on it, but there's no ceiling, and no flooring. So, and this is the same place these kids go to class every day.
And they've got a great basketball court.
They have a basketball
court. They don't have
court.
a good classroom.
You understand, and that's what we're. And for us, like we said, we're more than basketball. For us, it's just fostering communities, uplifting way around the citizen, and then cultivating the next generation of leaders. And how can we merge both together to education, life skills, entrepreneurship, and then playing basketball. So if basketball doesn't work out for you, you have something else to do.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Very apt description of the whole camp for the 4th edition. Let me go to Coach Curtis Berry, who has had a lot of influence on Adebola Ajayi himself. He said it before several times as well. Coach Berry, what was your experience like working with the kids?
Well, first, it's my first experience and my first trip to Nigeria, so I'm very happy.
In Africa as a whole.
In Africa, yes. And there's this saying, be careful what you wish for. I've always wanted to come to Africa, and now I'm here in Nigeria, and there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of not so good here as well that I was able to witness. And it really saddens me to see a lot of the conditions that the kids, especially there in Songo, the conditions in which the kids live and the lack of opportunity that they have to play sports as far as the facilities are concerned. I'm very proud of what Adebola has done and is doing for that community. It's 4 years now, and he's making a difference. He's making a difference every year in giving the kids equipment, from shoes to whole uniforms to feeding them every day. And he's basically doing this on his own with a few sponsors from America and one major sponsor here in Nigeria. So what he's doing, he should be applauded for it. And my experiences with him from when I first met him, he was a great person then. He's turned out to be a more unbelievable person now in terms of his desire to give back, and I really appreciate that.
Okay. No, time is up to the of the essence, so we're just going to ask you for just about 30 seconds. Sum it all. 4th edition AOA Foundation Basketball Camp.
It was exceptional. It was exceptional. It was great to see some of these kids grow from, where they were. I'm talking about skills level. Even though they're not dead yet, there's still much work to do. But it was exceptional. It was great, and it was amazing.
Okay, I'm going to say thank you to you guys. It's been great having you. I'd have loved to have you for longer, but because of time, we got to wrap things up. But then, of course, we'll probably have interviews with you guys off air, and of course, still have more to talk about as well. I want to say great thank you to Coach Curtis Berry, who said some nice things about Nigeria. Visiting Africa and Nigeria for the first time. I'm glad you chose Nigeria for the first. Ghana has beaten us a few times. So anyways, and Adebola Ajayi for joining us in the studio as well, taking time off his schedule to be in the studio with us. Thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Okay, that's it on the show.